Hi there. I think this is a good question, and I'm going to answer this question with respect to sexual consent because the previous post that I had was addressing consent or sexual relations under deceptive conditions. So, when it comes to intimacy or sexual relations, I feel that people need to be honest and transparent. Otherwise, you are being deceptive. And I think that sex sex by deception is immoral, and I think in some cases it can also be illegal to do so. So I think that when it comes to that, when it comes to identifying your gender, when it comes to identifying your orientation, when it comes to identifying infectious disease status, I think you should be open and honest about that with the person that you're having sexual relations with. If you feel like you have to be deceptive or you cannot be open and honest about that, you need to revisit whether or not it is appropriate for you to be having sex at this time, because literally speaking, I think people's lives can be in danger. You know, conflict, all kinds of things can happen when you are deceptive, and not to mention the psychological turmoil that people go through when they find out that you've been deceptive. So sex is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be safe. And you're supposed to have a good time, and you're supposed to get to know people. Even if you're involved in sex work, it's still consent and boundaries around that. So I think in order to keep everyone safe and keep it positive, and just also have integrity and morals about what you're doing, I think it's always the best policy to be honest and transparent about that. And again, I don't, if you feel like you're in a situation where you can't disclose or you don't know, if you should or not, that's something you should probably visit or discuss with a mental health professional. But I would certainly hold off on doing that. Sharing your body with someone is, I can't tell you, there's a lot of trust that goes into that. Again, even if you feel like you're being transactional, such as someone who would be involved in sex work, you're going to pay me and I'm going to perform a service for you, blah, blah, blah. Even something such as that, or even situationships that people have, things like that. And so people need to have all of the information ahead of time in order to consent. This isn't like, we're in class together or we're neighbors and things like that. That's not the same thing. Where, understandably, like if we had a superficial relationship, it might be on a needs to know basis. But the minute we cross the threshold and we start to become intimate, or we're dating exclusively and things like that, those things need to be disclosed in order to keep everybody safe and keep everybody aware of what they are consenting to.